Hello and welcome, boils and ghouls, and all the creeps in between. Midnight Cryptworx here. Hope everybody's having a great day. So, this is going to be a very laid back kind of video. First of all, I want to say happy Pride Month to everybody that it pertains to, I guess. Bigots can fuck off. So, I have talked about this a little bit, but I kind of wanted to give my story and to kind of talk about how my sexuality, how I was very confused for a while, and I guess kind of my story. I don't know. So here we go. I don't say these things to kind of tokenize the people that I grew up with or the people that I know now. It's just a part of my story, so that's why I am bringing up them, okay? So I remember growing up, obviously, and around 4 or 5, my mother had a best friend that was transgender, and it's kind of hard when I address this person. He's no longer living anymore, and I will explain why I call him he. So I guess it's fine if I say his name. His name is Sam, and he was the best. Anyway, because my mom knew him, he introduced, I believe this is how it happened, he introduced my mom to his friend Angel, which became a huge part of my life. Okay, so Sam was transgender, and the reason why I call him he is because everybody called him he, and as far as I know, and I was very young, so nobody asked him to call him her or they, okay? He still referred to himself as a he, but he was trans. He was a male to woman. And he had a lot of health problems, and he was always in his bed, but he was just the sweetest person ever. Just, I don't even know how to explain it. And so was Angel. He became a very big part of my life. He was gay. He wasn't trans, but he was a cis gay man. And they had known each other for, years and years and years. Anyway, I say this to say that I was very privileged enough to know about trans people and gay people at a very young age. And I have always kind of felt a kindred spirit with them. And it's hard to explain. I would get really upset when people would talk bad about, LGBTQIA people and all of that stuff. It was like when they were talking about them, they were also talking about me, even though I didn't consider myself in the queer group yet, okay? So I am Gray Ace. I guess just to kind of, again, tell you, my identity. I am a cis woman. I am heterosexual, but I'm also asexual. So Gray Ace means that sometimes I feel sexual attraction to people. I am married, by the way. But mostly no, okay? So, I want to say growing up, but I guess it is growing up. But I guess as a teenager, when I started to develop, these feelings, and people, you start dating, and, people are dating around you, and people are having sex around you, around like high school and stuff. I never wanted to do it. And I kind of felt like the reason why I never wanted to do it, to be honest, was because I was scared. And that could have been a reason why I didn't want to do it. But it was mostly because I didn't want to, and every, when you tell somebody that, they're like, well, you just didn't have the right one yet, or, blah, blah. That's not it. That's not really how it works. So the term asexual to me, even though it wasn't really a term back then, keep in mind, I was in high school from 2001 to 2005. Okay, so that was kind of a long time ago. We didn't have this asexual term back then, or if we did, I didn't know about it. But intuitively I knew about it. I would kind of be like, am I asexual? But I was like, wait, asexual, in the animal kingdom just means that you can change your sex, so I was like, does that really fit me? I don't think so. But I would internally really kind of feel that connection to that word. But I always felt like there was something wrong with me, or that, again, people will tell you you haven't had the right person yet, blah, blah, blah. So, I had always felt that way. But it was only kind of recently, honestly, a couple of years ago, that I really embodied that term, and I really researched the term, because there's so many. Asexual is like a very big umbrella term. I have a friend on here, Blood and Steel, that really talked about it in detail and the different kinds and stuff. Go watch that if you want it more in depth. Talk about that, because he does a great job explaining it, way better than I am right now. But yeah, there's asexual is a huge umbrella term, so it wasn't until I was really researching it and learning about it, and learning about myself, really, and kind of doing a bit of shadow work, and really trying to find the root of why I felt this way. It wasn't that I have like a low sex drive. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, I like other things more. I like being in a relationship. I like cuddling. I like, kissing and holding each other and watching movies and doing things. I like other things better. That doesn't mean that I won't, because I am married, and, I want him to be happy too, and I'm not forcing myself when I'm with him. It's just, it's hard for me to initiate it, just because I'd rather be doing something else. Like, I hope that doesn't sound bad, and I hope I'm kind of explaining this in a way that doesn't make him sound bad, or make it sound like I'm not attracted to him or anything, because that's not how it works. And just like Blood and Steel said, it's we are kind of the invisible letter in the LGBTQIA plus. We aren't very loud. We don't talk about it much, because for me, you get the people who, don't understand and think it's a fake thing. And, again, you haven't had the right whatever, it's really hard for us to come out and talk about it. This is the first time I've actually like really in depth talking about it, and it's really hard for us. And I'm not trying to take away, from the other letters. Obviously it's all hard. But I'm just kind of talking about myself right now. But I don't really know what else I want to say about that. Yeah, I kind of always knew I was, but again, I didn't really have the language until recently. So, that's what I was talking about. The couple of years ago is when I really started to, really identify as this, and identify as queer is like a big thing for me. And I got that tattoo, by the way, for Angel when he passed, because he used to have a tattoo of Mickey Mouse with rainbow pants, and I was there when he got that tattoo, and I got that for his memory. But it really, I just feel really I feel like I'm in the club, which, you know, that sounds weird, but I think you kind of get what I'm saying. It means a lot. The tattoo means a lot more to me now, because I do identify as queer, because I am not of the norm, you know what I mean? And it's just very liberating to me, because I've always felt so kindred, you know, to those people. When I say those people, LGBTQIA people, um, and realizing I'm in it, you know, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I know why I related to them so much. You know, I understand. So I guess that's my story. It's kind of a weird story. I don't want to like go into detail about anything, but yeah, I'm gray sexual and on the asexual spectrum. And I, if you have any questions for me, definitely tell me down below or ask down below, and I'll try to answer your questions. Um, don't forget about us, okay? Even though we're the like invisible letter, we're still here. And I've actually found that there's a lot more of us than I thought, and a lot more of us that think alike, which I thought I was totally alone. You know, I really did. And talking to these other asexual people really opened my mind, and yeah, it's nice. So happy Pride. I hope everybody has a great month, and pleasant screams, bucks, and kisses.